I asked all of my competition, what is their cost per lead? And I got these guys beat by like a 5X. We transitioned everything we did, instead of like the boring we buy houses, to high level productions, like hiring actors, go and get cinematographers, you know, getting everything, and start taking that level of creativity for our client. Don't scale too fast. You scale too fast, what's the first thing that drops? Profit. I have 150 clients active. Last month we did 5 million between all of our clients, putting us around like a 7X return on investment. How we do it is because we're just more creative than everyone. Whenever you get a new lead in, call them in 5 minutes, motivation drops 90% after 5 minutes. If you just only did cash, you'll probably be converting at 1 out of probably like 40. But now you got novations, you can do seller finance, you have more tools in your tool belt, then you're converting at like 1 out of 17. Most people in the real estate space are really good sales guys, but they're terrible business owners.
All right, everybody, super excited to have our second speaker. Again, guys, if you just paid attention to Zach is finding a ton of his success from Courtney. I am also a recent client of Courtney's. I've been him for 1 month. We're pursuing a different angle, but in 1 month, I have received 40 leads. So I'm a living testament to Courtney and his power. So Courtney, we really appreciate your time. Courtney traveled down here from Houston to speak to us. So let's please make sure we're respecting his time, taking notes, and we're taking the value that he's given us and running it up. Courtney, the floor is all yours.
Yeah. Thank you guys. How's everybody feeling today? Feeling good. Zach, that was a really good presentation, brother. Thank you. All right, guys, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I didn't have a presentation. I kind of called Zach last minute, like, should I create a presentation?
And I said yes.
He said yes, and I was like, I'm just gonna ad hoc it. I'm just gonna get up there and try to interact with the crowd, see what you guys got going on, see if I can provide value to you guys that way. Is that fair? Okay, awesome. So before I get started, I'd like to see where like everyone's at. So who in here is like actively doing wholesale deals? Okay, who's doing more than 3 deals a month right now? Consistently. Okay, so we got some people in here. You guys probably want to shake their hands because they probably know something that most of you guys don't, but that's why you guys are here. So let me tell you guys a little bit about my backstory, what I come from, this cowboy hat. You guys probably like, okay, is this guy a real cowboy? Is he faking it? Like most people. So I'm gonna take it all the way back 7 years ago. I started marketing when I was in high school, drop shipping, made 80, 90 grand within like 7 months on drop shipping. Anybody familiar with drop shipping? Okay, so I did that. I was a kid, blew all my money. What'd
your teacher say?
Okay, I go that deep. So I'm literally sitting at my computer. I have my Shopify dashboard pulled up, and it says 90 grand in 8 months. And I was running ads at school. I wasn't paying attention. My teacher walked past me, and she looks down at the computer, and she was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's how much money I made in the last 8 months." And she was like, "That's more money than I make in like 2 years." And at the time, I was like 18, and I was like, I'm not going to college. So literally on my SATs, I put C, and I said, I'm not going to college. I threw my diploma away when I walked across the stage. And I said, that was the biggest waste of my time. Got the marketing, kind of said, I fell in love with the marketing, not the drop shipping, because I'm a people person. I'm very charismatic, as you guys seen. I walked around, shook a lot of hands, and made a couple of connects. So I like meeting people. Drop shipping, you kind of just sitting there doing ads, and it wasn't as fun for me. But I started hanging around entrepreneurs. And the more entrepreneurs I hung around, everybody was having the same problem. Marketing. Then I heard this quote, and this quote was like, if you want to feed your family forever, for a lifetime, learn sales. But if you want to generate great wealth, learn marketing. So I learned marketing, started doing marketing for other people, failed miserably. I started with realtors. If you guys didn't know, I don't know if there's any realtors in here, but realtors are broke. Majority of them are, right? So it was a terrible experience. Went to helping roofing companies, went to helping HVAC, and I just kept jumping from industry to industry. Kind of like the shiny object syndrome that Zach was talking about earlier. Then I went to e-com. In e-com, I managed $40 million in ad spend. I found my niche, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. Did it for 3 years, managed $40 million in the span of 3 years, scaled up a lot of big companies because I was really creative with it. Then I was running ads. I was running them super aggressive, and a wholesaler reached out to me. A random wholesaler was like, hey, I love your creatives. I'm not in e-com, but can you do this for me? And I'm a wholesaler. I tried wholesaling at a point in time, failed. Like I said, shiny object syndrome. And I was like, I know how to do marketing for you, but I don't know. And he just kept egging it on, gave it a try. Great results. I was like, all right, let me jump industries again, shiny object syndrome. But I said, I'm gonna lock in. And that was like 3 years ago. Now I have managed over 500 clients all over the US. Currently right now I have 150 clients active. a month that we currently manage $700,000 in ad spend. Last month we did $5 million between all of our clients, putting us around like a 7x return on investment. How we do it is because we're just more creative than everyone when it comes down to it. I don't know if you guys seen my ads. I know Zach asked the question earlier, but I'm asking again. Have anyone here seen my ads? Okay. And you probably saw one of me discoing, trying to kick my leg up. You saw me actually shooting at the camera. I did one in my underwear where I cut holes in my underwear, not in the inappropriate places, but I cut holes in my underwear, and I was staring at the screen like, now that I got your attention, snapping. Even, it's not gonna be as weird as it sounds, but we shot one in the shower, me and my videographer. But that's what, context. So I was in the shower, but this is like just being creative wins. And Zach was trying to show you guys that video earlier, and I'm gonna step into that. But as I'm in the shower, I'm like, hey, Jay, that's his name. Come in here. He's like, he opens the door a little bit. What do you want, Courtney? I was like, come in here, bring your camera and everything. He was like, okay, Courtney, I didn't know you were going into the OF industry. And I was like, not just yet, but come in here with your camera because I got an idea. And I was washing my hair, and I was like, how about this? Literally the ad, if I remember it, because we haven't even got to edit it yet, it was me opening the shower curtain, like, come here, wholesalers. And I kind of was in the shower, I was like, come here, wholesalers, I got to tell you guys a quick secret. Then he kind of pans to the shower curtain. I'm like, if you're still watching, something's wrong with you. You're probably a P word. We got kids in here, so I'm not going to say it. If you're still watching, but besides all that, what I do is inbound. But just me being that level of creative, and I asked all of my competition, what is their cost per lead, cost per booked appointment? And I got these guys beat by like a 5X. So like I'm spending $20 for a lead, they're spending $100 for a lead. And I came to the conclusion, on Facebook, TikTok, any of the social media platforms, it's the most creative person win. So I took that, because I called all my clients, I did like a big feedback loop like a year ago. Because I ended up scaling the agency up to probably being one of the top agencies. And when I did that, kind of shifted my mindset because I got super fucking stressed out. So anybody here in entrepreneurship, no, don't scale too fast. You scale too fast, what's the first thing that drops? Profit. So I scaled up really fast, like really quick, because I chose the right enemy. You guys ever read that book, Choose Your Enemy Wisely by Patrick Bet-David? So I love that book because it's so true. I had a competitor, me and him started competing with each other, and I was like, dude, I bet you I hit 500K before you do. And this was like September. And he was like, nah, I bet you I hit 500K before you do. Of course, I hit it first. And 1 month, Josh, just so you're watching this, of course I hit it before him. But after that, like my fucking profit tanked because I was just, how would I say this? I was just hiring people, not brains. Have you guys are familiar with that? Like you just actually getting somebody in just because you need somebody to fill the position, not the right person for the position. So my churn was bad. Everything was going down the drain bad. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. So I sent out that feedback loop. And in that feedback loop, I was like, hey, clients, why did you guys buy from me? Why are you guys, the clients that have been with me for a long time, why are you guys still with me? Why you guys believe in me? And they said, dude, honestly, I bought from you because your ads stood out to me. If your ads were that good for us, we'll stay with you forever. So we transitioned everything we did, instead of like the boring, we buy houses, as you guys may see those all the time, those ads, till we started doing high level productions, like hiring actors, go and get cinematographers, go and, literally getting props, getting everything, and start taking that level of creativity for our client. I really wish I would have did a presentation just to show you guys the level of creatives that we do, because we even came up with a country song because of the cowboy hat, if you guys will hit that. So we came up with a country song because it's real popular now because thanks to Yellowstone. And that literally in Texas, that in Florida, that in, Idaho, is the best performing creative we have because it's a jingle and it sticks. So I was like, this is how our clients win. This is how they get that upper edge, especially in very competitive markets like Houston, Dallas, because if you go to Google PPC, cost per lead is really high. How can you make sure that you get that same lead for cheaper? By being super creative on Facebook and targeting the right audience. So now let me tell you guys about this cowboy hat story. So I officially became, let's say I earned my spurs when I've been cowboy and I grew up around horses and all that stuff on farms, but I feel like country and cowboys are two different things. This may be crazy, but we all know liquid courage, yes? Okay, so I was at a bar at a ranch, they was bucking some bulls, and I was like, man, I took a shot, trying to impress some ladies, trying to be a cool guy. I was like, I get on back of a bull. He's like, you're down? No prior training to get on back of a bull. And I said, I'm gonna do it. I hopped on back of the board, took a couple shots, hopped on it. Literally, I rode him for 3 seconds. So that's the cool part. I thought I was fucking badass. But in the meantime, I'm be thinking I'm badass. I broke my pelvis. So I got an open book fracture. This was literally probably like a year ago now. So like a year ago. So my pelvis kind of broke like this. It didn't break on the fall. It broke because he bucked me so hard because I didn't have no training. So I didn't know to hold on to him with my legs. I thought, all right, I'm 220 pounds. I'm a strong guy. You know, you get in your head. And I was holding on to him. He bucked back. And I literally, all his tank just hit me and it kind of just broke everything up front. Couldn't walk, but it's the best feeling in my fucking life that I had. So I got back on another one like a week ago. I'm going to go buck some bulls this weekend because it's the best experience. So that's how I got like the cowboy hat. Then I got into steer wrestling, doing all of the fun stuff like that. Just like a natural rodeo cowboy. So that's a little bit about my backstory and who I am, what I've done. We've managed 60, 62, probably almost 70. I feel like at a certain point, it's kind of seemed like this guy is too good to be true. So I haven't counted in like the last 3 months of how much money we've managed in total because the money just keep going up and how much deals we're doing. But we're like $60 million in ad spend managed. And over, $82 million in assignment fees. Out of that 62, 12, 14 million of it is for real estate investors. So that's our return over the course of 3 years. As of right now, our clients are really profitable, so I want to make sure you guys are profitable. I know the sales process, the KPIs, I built the groups, because I'm not only just a lead company where I just give you leads. As I was telling this gentleman back here, what we do is kind of give you like a business in a box. I don't know if, Zach, you came up with that. Literally, okay, a business in a box. Because what we do everything. Trademark it, literally. Smart guy. But literally, we give a business in a box. So we create the websites for everybody. We do the landing pages. We give them a CRM, full breakdown, coaches. They have a community where you can network with people. And I was like, how can I provide the most amount of value for these guys? Because most people come in new. And you know what I hate most about wholesalers? Everybody think they're good at sales. Like I feel like it's a tie to their masculinity. If I go and ask you like, hey, are you good at sales? Oh, I'm the best guy. I can sell anything. Kind of like if you walk up the street and ask a guy if he can fight, and he'll say, dude, yeah, I can fight, but he never been in a fight. But everybody assume that they can fight because they feel like it's a tie to their masculinity. Most of these guys say, I'm really good at sales. Then you listen to their calls, you're not as good as you thought. So then we start to hire on coaches and help them like depict their whole sales process. And we basically came up with a framework, created our own script. If you follow this script, you'll get the most success. So that's what clients come to us for because of all of the results. Now I kind of want to piggyback off of you guys. You guys ask me a couple questions. I give you guys some insights on where you're at, probably help you scale your guys' business up. And then we go from there. How does that sound? Is that fair? Yep. All right, so who got a question for me? First one. You look like you got a question. Oh, I'm gonna let you go first.
How do you feel about agent outreach?
I think any marketing channel works. Whatever you do, it'll work if you do the work. So I could be biased and say I think inbound, you should control your own leads. You should actually control your own marketing. I talked to a guy, he was doing $400K a month in Houston. And when I went to his office, I was like, what is the biggest thing that you saw in your business? He's like, when I took control of my own fucking marketing. When I basically hired you on and I started, instead of outsourcing a cold calling company, I created my own cold calling company because I am in control of my own marketing. Because once you're at the handicap of someone else, it's over with. Like I was chatting with this guy 3 days ago and he was like, dude, when I first started off with PPL, I was having 8X return like 2 years ago because it wasn't that hype. Now it's such a big hype. All the prices went up, everybody getting in it. Now you got to bid more and it's just eating into their margins. So how can a client be with me for 3 years and consistently see a 7X at spending 30 grand a month, spend 20 grand a month, getting a 15X because they're in control of their own marketing? Well, I'm in control of it, but they see all the data and it's in their account so they can manage it all. But agent outreach, I feel like, do you have all your numbers lined up? Like, hey, if I reach out to this many agents, they see me this deals, you got really good relationships with them? Are you doing a lot of deals with them?
Not right now. I literally just started like last week, so it's kind of been a tussle. Let's talk.
Yeah.
You know how agents are. You know, they sometimes have like ego and want to be stingy sometimes. But
Yeah.
when I'm reaching out, I always tell them and I always be transparent. Like, hey, this is a win-win situation for both of us. I wanna help you. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, most of them they are kind of not like that. So it's been. Yeah.
because you're not in control of your own marketing, right? So it's like you're at the mercy of them. I don't think nothing wrong with it, but still, you started a week ago, give it time. You know, it's more of a time thing. Like, you got to have a time commitment with any marketing. Like Zach said, don't, like, just because I'm getting up here saying, hey, these are the type of returns my clients are getting, don't jump from doing what you're doing to try to sign up with me. Right. I would love to take your money if you want to give it to me. But just honestly, you as a business owner is like, let me give this some like level of attention. Let me give it 3 months, 6 months, track my KPIs, how many calls I got to make for them to actually send me properties. Let me build these good relationships. Because I know guys that are doing deals with agent outreach. I know guys that are doing deals with cold calling, pay per lead, and every other. So every marketing channel works. And I know guys that are doing 6 figures a month with these. But every marketing channel works if you give it time. You say, I'm gonna crack the code on this. So I think that's, and you don't have that much marketing cost. So it's even better for you. You can give it that time. Any other questions? What you got for me, Chief?
Do you do any Google campaigns? And if you don't, what's the reason that you focus mainly on Facebook versus Google?
So we do run Google campaigns, and the main reason, so we got this client, he do $500K a month. And he left one of the biggest, I'm not gonna say the name because I think they're great guys. He left one of the biggest Google PPC companies because I'm the Facebook ads guy. I don't touch Google PPC, well, I touch it, but I don't claim that, hey, I'm the best at Google PPC. It'll be a little biased, guys, but I think they're lazy marketers. It's easy to set up keywords, target negative keywords. You can go and set up a Google campaign, and they say they all sharing pixel data, and it's just too, they complex it because it's so simple. So I'm like, I'm in Houston paying $800 for a lead. I can give you like a prime example. I was working with these gentlemen. I just had a call with them 2 days ago. They're in Houston market. Cost per lead was $800. 80% of their leads were listed. 20% was off market. And I was like, what is your net lead? Like, a lot of people don't actually attribute that. Like, what is your net lead? Like, the lead that you actually can work. You're not working these 80%. So he's literally like, oh man, dude, I'm spending so much money on all these leads. I started actually going to Zillow and start complexing this process because most people are problem accustomed, not problem aware. They think they know what the problem is. Like, you think you probably have a lead generation problem, but it's actually you suck at sales, right? So he thought, okay, since I got this problem here, let me start working on market deals. He did that for 6 months. Literally, his last 10 grand he paid me, then now, you know, it's going in the right direction. But I don't like it because, one, I think it's lazy marketing. For two, the cost per lead is too high and it eats into your margin. Personally, I think what Zach said, like, a lot of people be on the internet, and I know all these guys that's on the internet, they flex. I'm doing $3 million a year, $5 million a year. Let me sell you my course. I'll show you the transaction come in. I'll be like, I really, like, me as a business owner at the level I'm at now, show me your P&Ls. I don't care how much revenue you're making, how much you actually take it home. Most of these guys, oh, I did $2 million this year, buy my course, and I look, and you looking at P&Ls, they spent, you know, with salary, sales guys, and ad spend and all that, these guys spent 1.8, million dollars. I'm like, you took home 200. You better off just actually hiring me and do one deal a month, you'll make way more profit. But it's that swinging contest. It's that swinging contest that everybody fall like victim to. And I just sit back and I'm like, yeah, you guys can have that. So I don't think you can scale up. You can scale it up because if you, let's say like say all 5 of you guys right here got into Google PPC. 94% of people have vendor blindness. So they're gonna skip over the sponsor's ad. I'm pretty sure if you guys type in something on Google, you scroll past it, the PPC keywords. So 94%, Google did that themselves. That's a study from Google. But let's say 100 people. That's literally 4 leads. That's 6 leads that are actually gonna click on one of you guys' links. And it's 5 of you guys. Who got the most money wins. Facebook, all right, 6 of you got, let's say 94% you guys going to Facebook anyway, because I know your algorithm, I know you're searching up that, you're doing behaviors of a person that needs to sell their house fast. As long as I got the targeting right and the right creative, you can get that same lead they got on Google for $800 for $60. But you probably got to go through a lot to find a dime. Not that many, but you have to go through more leads in the process. But I believe in growing profit, not revenue. But that's a really good question. I hope the guys on Google don't try to destroy me.
What are some things that you're seeing with new clients or clients that are just doing PPL and PPC that they're failing at? They're new wholesalers that are saying, hey, I'll stop cold calling, I'm going to put my money into this. What are like the top 3 reasons why they don't stick with you or others and they drop out?
I think that's the dumbest thing to do, guys. You can't, this is for the married men in here, I don't know the old ladies in here don't listen, don't hear me out. I tell them all the time, and this analogy I use, do not take from your wife to give to your mistress. That doesn't make sense. What's actually keeping the bills on don't go and up and say, dude, I want to focus all on cold calling because I'm believing the hype. So they go and say, I'm gonna drop cold calling and come all in. We need some, you need to close some deals first. To take 30 days for a deal to close, probably gonna take 20 days for you to get a contract. That's 50 days. You telling me your family ain't gonna eat for 50 days from what you already done with work? And they get in that sales mindset of like, oh, I need to eat. And they start locking up just deals and just, honestly, the sales process go out the window when you're fucking hungry, you know? So it just goes out the window. I listen to the call like this, what wasn't how you were showing up 2 months ago. But they get in that mindset of like, man, this thing isn't working out. And do not jump into inbound, what Zach said, if your funds, for one, you ain't got the money, because it will drain you, especially if you don't have the proof of concept. So if you're calling some leads and you let one lead fall through the crack, 2 leads fall through the crack, your cost per lead is $100, you start slowly seeing, $500, $1,000, $1,000 come out consistently, and one day you're gonna wake up, all your money gone, you gotta go back and work a full-time job, because they get in it too fucking early. You guys need, I say have you about 15 to 20 grand in your bank account and set it aside like it's an investment.
How long would that typically last while working with you?
3 months, between like 3 to 4 months. And you should see a good size return depending on your sales process. And if it sucks, we're gonna tell you you suck and we're gonna help you get you some coaching to figure it out. But that's the safe spot, because most guys there come in and they'll be like, okay, Courtney, I got 1 month, but I got a deal closed the next month and that deal falls through. And now they're just stuck. They just spent that money. Now they probably can't eat, and I feel bad. So we kind of very selective over our clients. Can you consistently do this? You got 20 grand in your bank account. I'm gonna start making them show us their banking account. So that's a good question, because that's the only thing that's affecting our churn right now. We're bringing people on too early. Like, we lose 6% clients a month. Industry is like 15%, because we're really good at keeping our clients because we focused on keeping the right clients. So that's where we're at right now. That was a really good question, brother. So I service other industries, but it's more like just because I love the marketing side of it. Like, so I get into it like, I want to figure this out, or I know I can figure this out, and it's more of a challenge for me because I got ADHD. So it's like, I make all my money in this. I bet you I can go and beat the next guy in this. Do it. Okay, I sucked at it. And then I backed out. And speaking of that, so a gentleman here asked me about, do we sell leads? What Zach said earlier, do not fall to the shiny object syndrome. I saw one of these big paper lead providers post how much money they did. They said they did like $1 million in 1 month, $2 million in 1 month. Come to find out, the profit margins is ass on paper lead. But it was so bad for me that I wanted to figure it out. I literally lost, when my accountant sent me the report, I kind of don't even want to talk about it. In like 2 months, I lost 300 grand. And this was last year, like November around that time, I lost 300 grand because I was like, oh, these guys making it, I can make it too. And I'm like, dude, I just lost 300 grand on this. And I was kind of pissed. So do not jump around on the shiny object syndrome. Back to what he's saying. It's so true. I don't even want to. Let's change the subject. Anybody got any more questions? Oh, what's up, Chief?
How are you like adapting like creative? Is it you kind of get to know the people, or is it kind of how are you creating the avatar per person or per client?
So yeah, so it's more of a data. So it's a database decision. So if I'm seeing, like, we track different metrics from everyone else. That's why we're really good at Facebook. So we'll go and track what's our hold rate, what's our stop rate. If someone is scrolling on their timeline and, let's say 20% of people are stopping to watch the video, are we targeting the right audience? Let's switch up the audience to see if it's the video. Same thing with far as in the hold rate. Are they watching it through? Is our hook good enough? Is our message good enough? And is our call to action good enough? So we literally just go and check all the analytics, and over the course, we do like 900 creatives a month right now. It's just trial and error. Can I push out more creatives than the next guy? I'll find a winner before the next person will. So that's how I mold all our creatives. We take the winning ones over the last years and say, let's create different variations of this one. So if it's, I had an ad to get wholesalers, and it was a house. I don't know if you guys saw this one. It was nothing like super creative, like a Matrix one. But it was one that I was super curious, and we started testing different variations of it. So it was basically a yellow background, and on this yellow background, there was a broken down house in the middle of it, and it says wholesaler needed. Our cost per lead was like $5, and I was like, guys, this is a winning creative. And it was. It was winning for like 3 months straight until everybody started fucking copying it. That's what happened in this space, by the way. If you're at the top, everybody's gonna copy the top. They started copying it, but I was like, okay, let me go and try 5 to 10 different variations. Let me change the color from yellow to blue to pink to purple. And that's how we found another winning creative. But it took me to figure that out by spending more money on the losing ones. And we slowly been able to scale up because I spend my own money for my clients. So with my clients and those high level creatives I'm doing, I probably shouldn't say this, I'm not gonna say no names, but so I told you guys I lost 300 grand in literally 2 months because I tried to do it myself. But what I noticed is some of these pay-per-lead providers, they buy leads. So I didn't have to lose that money. So they buy leads from companies like me that go in and call affiliates and actually sell them leads. I don't sell them my clients leads, but I test with my own money for my clients before I put the ads in their account. So what I go and do is test it, spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day, see what the cost per lead would be, sell it to these pay-per-lead companies, and then guess what? They go and tell us the feedback on it, so it's good enough to put in my client's account. So I put my money where my mouth is.
What percentage are video versus non-video?
As of right now, man, with me personally, like my personal brand, I think it's 95% videos, just like a bunch of testimonials. Like 95% of videos because, like Zach said, you want to be really targeted on your follow-up, especially when you get like time, like you're strapped for time. What I do is I don't follow up with no one. So if any of you guys in the sales process, you don't see us following up with you guys, because if you're really in the sales process, I just take your email, put it inside of the Facebook, and you're gonna see so many of my ads every day you open up your account. And when you're ready, you will tell me you're ready. So I don't manually follow up, but I have my videos following up with you with tons of different testimonials. So that's why I do a bunch of videos, and I'm just consistent with it, with the videos. But for my clients, it's like 50-50. What's up, G?
How do you, so I know you have a school
Yeah.
community. How do you continuously like keep helping the community and help them improve and whatnot? And also, I guess, in the long run, help you, also.
Yeah. So it helps me by helping the people that can't afford me yet, or that can afford me, but they probably don't need me now. And I'll tell them like, hey, dude, you don't need me just yet. Get a couple more money in the bank account, and then we can talk. And how I continue to help them is, once a week, we've been less consistent because I've been traveling, but normally once a week what we do, we get some of the clients, people that have won using our services. If they're doing 500K, if they're really creative, like one of these days we'll get Chris on and say, hey, if you're in the Texas market, you need help this phone, underwriting a deal, he'll get on there. And we just got to our clients, say, hey, you want some people to actually listen to you, people that pay me a lot of money for marketing? Those are the guys on the call that are actively doing deals, get in front of them. So we go and get people like that onto the call, break it down in the course, and put them inside the community so you have all the recaps of the videos. And it's a free community. So literally, if we was to charge for our community, we probably can charge 10, 20 grand for our community, but I just give it away for free because literally those guys I was telling you about do 3 million and literally spend $2.8 million. I don't like those guys. I fucking hate them. They just take people money. That's why I haven't sold the course yet, but I should come out with one. Stay tuned.
And how do we join it?
It's just, I can send you the link. So I'm not even running ads for it, so I'll send you the link if you want it to join it. Yeah, oh, I think the leader had us first. Sorry, brother.
What little country town are you from?
Montgomery, Alabama. Right out of the outskirts.
I know it is.
Yeah.
And then the second one is, what is the return or the close rate on the people that are working with you?
Our average return right now, including our management fee, is a 6.7x return. That's including our management. Without our management fee, just ask me, looking at 7.8. But that's average. So we got some clients doing 12, some clients doing 3. Yeah, okay. This gentleman. Okay. On average, 17. But you got some guys doing it in 8, some guys doing it in 30. All right, so it's just the average. But we have 150 clients, so it's averaged out over all clients. And it's market dependent too. Yes, so we recommend people start at $3K a month in ad spend. We tell everyone to start there because our average cost per lead is also $100. So if you come in with a $100 cost per lead, spend 3 grand, you get 30 leads, you should get a contract. So we reverse engineered everything. So we track all our KPIs down to the exact key. We know exactly when a client should be closing a deal. So if a new client came onto us and they don't get a deal in 19 days, that's our average, we call them up and we say, hey, what's going on? And then we audit their whole system because for one, they're messing up our KPIs. We don't want our KPIs to be one, it takes you 50 days to get a contract. We want it to be sub 10. I think that's a good selling point for me. Where I say, hey, you'll get a contract in 10 days on average. So we'll call you and just audit your process. If it's our fault, if the leads have been shit, we'll say, hey, it's our fault. This is what we're gonna do to fix it. And if it's your fault, your shit, get better, and we'll help you fix it. So that's that. You know, help.
So this is maybe kind of a technical question when it comes to the marketing, but I've interviewed quite a few different PPC companies, Facebook companies, and all of them say like, hey, it's going to take a little bit for us to figure out the algorithm and run the course. If you've already had successful clients, why can't you just take that right away? And why does it got to learn if you already got people that are successful?
Exactly. So what we do, we do a lookalike audience of like, we generate 7,000 leads a month. So we generate 7,000 leads a month, do a lot of closed contracts. We'll take all the emails, create a lookalike audience based off of those, and then we'll start targeting. So you're not starting at zero. Most of them have you start at zero because most of these guys are new. They don't have no data to actually make those decisions. So they have you start at zero. We have you start at 80% because you do have to get some seasoning on the pixel. But it's not gonna take, you know, like, hey, give me 3 months. I think like that's crazy to get a contract. You know, don't give it too much time. You should already know exactly what it takes to win. So when a client comes to us, we create you your own creatives, but the main thing you're paying us for is 2 proofs of concept. One proof of concept is the proof that it'll work, and the other proof of concept is the proof of what doesn't work. You don't want me to put what doesn't work in your account. You want me to only put what works in your account. So that's what I'll go and do, and put the working things in your account. 50% of what works, 50% of your creative, something that's unique to you, because we have some clients in the same city. We don't want those two like brushing up against each other. So we try to differentiate, like no one can mimic that video that Zach did with his family, because you don't have a family as Zach. You're probably not as good looking as Zach, but like no one can mimic that video, right? So that's why his cost per lead is so cheap, and he's getting really good leads in really good areas because no one is doing it, because everybody is too busy trying to copy off of me. If that makes sense. That's all you.
What does your actual structure looks like? 'Cause I think I saw you on a video where you spoke about, did you partner up with a wholesaler?
Yes.
You actually run their advertising and then also partner on the back end or something as well?
Yes, so I used to do that. Another thing, guys, don't chase the shiny object syndrome. So I did that last year. The beginning of last year, I literally looked at my P&Ls and I looked at everything, looked at my client CRM right before I sent out that feedback loop. I was like, how can I get high level clients? One thing I noticed is I used to be a pay-per deal. So you have to pay me whenever you close a deal $1,000. The clients I wanted, they were trying to scale up to 50 deals a month. That doesn't make sense for them. Courtney, I gotta spend ad spend and give you 50K on top of it. That doesn't make sense for me. So literally that kind of like canceled out our ideal client, to be exact. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. And fucking wholesalers are liars. We literally lost 500 grand over like a course of 2 years of me doing that paper. I was like, this is insane how much they lie, and severed a lot of relationships because I caught them lying for me trying to say, hey, I'm gonna prove myself to you. And they're like, okay, I closed this deal for 30K, but you're not gonna know about it. Literally one client called and was like, hey, yeah, he was exiting the services because we told him we're switching over to management, and this was probably like 2 months ago. He ended up coming back. So that's how I know he closed deals. He didn't pay us for a whole year. We're like, what's going on? You're not closing deals, but you're increasing ad spend. Something seemed fishy here. And I was like, we're just switching to management. And then he's like, oh no, I don't want to do it. We're like, if you get any closed contracts, you got to pay us for those. And he was like, but you wouldn't know. And just started laughing and hung up the phone. And then 2 weeks later came back. I'm like, this guy right here. And we checked the CRM. He had like 20 closed deals. And we knew he was hiding something because he was deleting messages. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So now we just manage their ass. They just pay us a monthly fee. Yeah, but I do got some partnerships in some wholesaling companies where I make some decent money. So I don't wholesale, I just do it from there. All right, what's up, brother, man?
So basically you're saying that your process for each client, you have a different process for them. So like, let's say me and you we're in the same city, but we're looking for the same type of leads. Are you catering differently to us? So I won't get the same leads as him?
So yeah, it's all market dependent. So that's great. So let's say if we're in Houston, 2 million people. So I could bring probably 10 people in that market, and they could all spend 20 grand before they actually go and start to contradict each other. Right here, I can't go and get 10 people, right? Because the Dallas isn't as big as, well, I know we're in Fort Worth. It isn't as big as Houston. So what I do is 50%, because you're paying me for proof of concept. So 50% of what I know works in this market to kick you off, start you at that 80%. And another 50% is to be unique to you. So you guys, we never have the problem where clients are sharing leads, unless you guys are like nationwide. Then you guys probably are sharing leads, but your cost per lead is like $10, $15 if you're nationwide. So that was a really good question, brother. Any more? Talk to me, Chief. I love that silver belly. Oh, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. National, like when he said niche down your markets, what I see a lot of people do is they try to go nationwide and they get a lot of contracts, but their fallout rate is insane because you got to go and get buyers. You have to go and make sure you comping the properties right. Like Texas non-disclosure, then here you go and try to comp the property here in Alabama. You get totally different numbers, so you lock the contracts up too high, they fall through, waste your time, you beat your head against the wall. It makes me look good that you're getting contracts, but it makes you look even better when you actually get some closed deals, and your wife will probably love you more. You know what I mean? So it's like bringing more money for the honey, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I look at it. Any more? Zach, I know you probably got a question for people that were in your situation, because some of these guys are here having a full-time job, still trying to figure it out. What's the importance of inbound?
The importance of inbound,
Yeah.
it helps you, and like you said, you cut to the motivated sellers immediately. I don't have to talk to agents. I don't have to have someone gatekeeping my lead. That person wants to talk to me. They're filling out the form in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They came to you with a problem, and so they're looking for you to solve their problem for them. So that's the biggest thing, is the motivation. And you select your market, basically.
Exactly.
You target the population of people in the area that you want.
Okay, see? So, and that's why I say majority, anybody here doing inbound? Okay, inbound. All right, I know you're using, who you guys use? No, I'm kidding. But what are you guys doing for inbound right now? SEO. Okay, that's really good. I like SEO. SEO is really good. It's definitely like a long-term play. Like once you get it figured out, how long you been doing it for?
3 years now.
Okay, yeah, you're locked in. So I think that's a smart investment. Like that's something like investing in your house. You're buying a shit house literally, and then over the years it get better, and now he can literally just get, you ain't paying that much for them to manage it, are you? And how,
I do it myself.
you do it just, and how many leads you get a month?
Last month was 134.
Literally 134 leads, and guess what? 94% of those people that skip off Google PPC, they go to his website. So that's where they go. When they go to his website, then they come and see my Facebook ads. You know, so that's the whole process, but dude, I think that's really smart.
For the retargeting, you said?
Yes. For the behaviors, Facebook know, like, okay.
Let's say I wanted to do retargeting, right? What kind of investment would that look like? Because you're not really running the whole gamut, right? It's just retargeting. You just put a pixel on the...
I say if you're doing SEO yourself, just do the retargeting yourself. Honestly, just save yourself some money and then literally just put some testimonial videos up there. You actually walking a property, something like that. Just a nice video. Probably you cut up your underwear and say, hey, you came to my website. Probably don't want to cut up your underwear, but literally, I just throw some retargeting videos up yourself. It's literally simple, and I can hop on the call with you and show you exactly how to set them up for you, free of charge. No problem. And who else said they was doing inbound?
Derek?
I got the cold call in Egypt.
Okay, you do? How's that going? But is that's more like outbound than inbound?
Well, the leads are coming in.
But it's different. They're not opting in to actually, you know, like
Outbound marketing, but the leads are
coming into you. How and it's performing? What are you converting at right now? What you converting at right now?
every 15 leads we're closing 2.
Oh, dude, that's really good. Let's go. What market?
All over, but mainly Texas. So.
Okay. Dang, that's who callers are those?
It's
Okay. Yeah, that's a good company. I like those guys. And who else? Oh, what you doing?
PPL and Google PPC.
Okay, how's that going?
It's been hit and miss.
Has it? Okay.
I use Leadzolo.
Okay.
They've been pretty good to me.
Good guys over there.
I can typically do like 1 in 12 with Leadzolo.
Okay. What's your return on investment?
About 6.
Okay.
6x, yeah.
How many deals you doing a month?
About close to 2.
Okay. Have you tried to scale it up or no?
That's where I'm at right now.
You're in the scaling phase? What do you think about just doubling your ad spend with them?
Well, that's when I brought in the Google PPC.
How's that going?
I just started about a month ago.
How's it going so far? They tell you need some time?
Yeah, that's why I asked that question. But
Okay.
I got about 22 leads the first month, and then out of that, I got one deal that's a 44K innovation, so that was.
Okay. And what's your cost per lead?
I think it's close to like 200 to 300.
Okay. So 222 leads. Okay, $4,000. Okay, that's a 10x return. Yeah.
Almost, like 4,800. I think last month.
$4,800 plus management.
Yeah.
Okay, and for a 40K assignment fee. But that's the kicker about when people they get that one deal and kind of make you super profitable and you stick in. Like you kind of stay there. You kind of like doing that. What is it called? It's called suicidal empathy, right? You kind of like, okay, dude, I got one deal. Maybe I can get another banger and I'll stay in. You're in the beginning. So, dude, I think you're doing good. I think it's a decent company. I will ask you who, but when we're not recording. Uh-huh. He'll be at dinner? Okay, awesome. We'll ask, we can talk shop there. Okay, anybody got any more questions? What's this? Am I good on time?
You got about 5-10 minutes. One question I wanted to ask you is, what I think a lot of new wholesalers who jump into it, they're cash people, right?
Yeah.
They only know how to make an offer on cash. Do they need to be better at that, on having a wide variety of tools that they can throw at? Because, for instance, that wasn't going to work as a wholesale assignment, so he turned it into a novation. So how critical and important is it to have, whether it's yourself or someone you can hand that call off to that can close them in different ways?
Oh, dude, that's really important. Like, literally, if you just only did cash with us, you'll probably be converting at 1 out of probably like 40, right? But now you got novations, you can do seller finance, you have more tools in your tool belt, then you're converting at like 1 out of 17. And our clients, I was talking to one of my clients that's doing $500K a month, 80% of his deals are novations, but longer cash conversion cycle. So he need cash to supplement, like to keep the business still running. So he's like, hey, Courtney, I only do cash when I need cash, if that makes sense, because the spreads are so bigger on novations. So that's a really good question. So if you guys don't know novations, learn them, because you'll have way more opportunity and you can create your opportunity, if that makes sense.
Where do they go to learn them?
Man, it seemed like there was a young lady in here that
Your school community.
oh yeah, you can learn in the school community too, but for some one-on-one, we can't give you one-on-one on it. You can go to my school community, we probably could, but I don't want to put that on me for responsible teaching you novations, because I don't even know bait. You know what I mean? So I'll say go to somebody that's really an expert. Or go to Zach. He'll teach you.
Any last questions for Courtney?
Oh.
What about subject twos?
I think it's great. I think it's good to have in your tool belt, but I don't know. It's kind of whatever works. You know what I mean? You make a lot of money, you want to get properties for cheap, and stuff like that, build a portfolio, yes, go that route. But if you're trying to make some money, like cash, you're like, man, dude, I got in this business to actually make money. Go and I'm a big believer in make your money, make a lot of it, and then have your money work for you. Like I just had a podcast with this guy and we were arguing about that. Like I don't own any I'm gonna get some properties this year for tax purposes, but I don't own any properties. So just because I'm like, dude, I want to make a lot of money, be like really cash heavy, because I think cash is king. I know everybody say cash flow and all that stuff. I'm probably, don't beat me up after this, guys, but I think cash is king because it's like oxygen for your business. I get to do whatever the heck I want to do whenever I want to do it. If I want to scale something up, I can go and lose 300 grand in 2 months, not break a sweat. But if I had a lot of properties, now I got to liquidate all my properties. I can't make those decisions as fast as I want to make them. So I was like, dude, there ain't nothing like having, you wake up, look at your bank account, and you smile. You know what I mean? And you smile like, okay, cool, I'm doing something right. And you guys heard of that saying? Like your profit, how much money you're making is a way of keeping score of how good you are at business. Because if someone's making more money than you in this room, they're just better at business than you. And I'm allowed to go and do high level production ads because I have more cash than all my competition. So I'm allowed to make faster decisions and I don't mind losing money as fast when I know what I'm testing for. So I don't say go and spend all this money down to get $500 a month. I'd rather go and, try to make, let's say I had to put 10 grand down on the assignment fee to get this sub 2 contract. I'd rather put that in the ad spend when I know I can get a 6.7x return. Turn that 10 grand into 60 grand and put that 60 grand, put it back in there and just keep on scaling that up until it breaks. And when I have a lot of cash, then I go and get some properties and I keep doing that. Create a system. Huh?
Or you buy a Lambo.
Or don't buy a Lambo. But you got a Lambo? Yeah, dude. Literally, I've seen so many guys make that mistake. I had this one client. He closed his first deal. He paid the money for marketing, closed his first deal, went to Miami. He closed it for 20K, went to Miami, spent 30K because he had a deal under contract. Literally came back, was like, hey, Courtney, I got to cut off marketing. I'm like, okay, and that leads me to my next things. Most people in this room, I'm pretty sure all you guys are good, but be a business owner, not a sales guy. I think most people here, like most people in the real estate space are really good sales guys, but they're terrible business owners. Once you have to start paying for your own marketing, you getting threatened to get sued and you getting all that, that's a different type of mentality you have to have. When the business owner, if you guys are doing deals, you are dealing with that. You're dealing with payroll, you're dealing with commissions, you're dealing with legal, like you're dealing with everything else. Some people, you're probably just a good sales guy. Let somebody else pay for your leads. Like Zach said, go try to work with a team. Let somebody else pay for your leads. That'll help you out more because all you got to do is worry about locking it up and let the stress go. Because is it really worth it? I think so. You know, but some people it's not worth it for them. And I know you had one question back there for me, Chief.
Yeah, I had a question like, how fast do you recommend your clients use the, homeowner whenever they're texting? Is it like within 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or like an hour?
5 minutes, guys. Whenever you get a new lead in, call them in 5 minutes. Motivation drops 90% after 5 minutes. And there was a study showed across it's 80 or 90%, but it showed across every industry in sales. It literally drops after fucking 5 minutes. So it's survival of the fittest. Because all of us in here, well, all of you guys in here, and I'm not gonna include me in that, are just competition, right? So even though we're here to help, I love the fact that you throw in the community like this. But essentially, if you're wholesaling, it's like, hey, if you're fighting for the same lead, winners eat, losers don't. So I can call this lead faster than you, because if you get that lead on Google for, let's say, $300, and I get Zach that same lead that you got on Google for $300 for $60, he call it faster, you just drain him more money way quicker. You know what I mean? So you want to call him within like 3 minutes if you really want to be the top. That's what I say.
You had a question, last question here?
Yeah, I do. So, what do you recommend as the budget? We got a little bit of money, right? We flip houses over here. So, what's the budget you recommend to start with to actually see, some motion with those leads?
Good question. So have you guys ever been direct to seller?
We wholesale.
Okay.
Wholesale as well,
Okay, so that's really good. I recommend at least $6,000 a month in marketing. Like have like 18 grand in a bank account set aside. Say, hey, I'm gonna see what type of return I can get. And literally when the money come in, you see, all right, I made me an extra 70 grand profit from this, and just keep on dumping that money back into it.
So, and then a follow-up question on that. So, let's say that I'm your client in Garland, Mesquite, Rowlett area. Do you market for other people in that same area?
Yes. So I cap out markets depending on the size of the markets. So let's say I would not be able to bring everyone on. Let's say if someone's like, hey, Courtney, I want to use your service. I wouldn't be able to get everybody here in Dallas. I think I only got like 2 more spots in Dallas Fort Worth, because then everybody will start getting the same leads. The moment I see that like, hey, Zach has got the same lead as this guy and I'm running this campaign, then that's a big problem. I don't want that to happen. But if Zach's getting the same lead as him and I'm not running this campaign, I love that to happen. I will make sure Zach is cheaper.
And from the moment we start,
Sorry.
how long does it take to start getting leads? How long does it take?
On average, you'll get a lead within like 5 days. Like 5 days or less, 24 to 48 hours, but I don't want to say that you don't get one in 24 to 48 hours. So I'm saying give it 5 days.
You set up the page, the pixel, the website, landing page, all of that.
I do 80% of it. You just focus on the 20% of calling. Literally the website, landing page, everything. Just the whole automation system. Because that's what I do. Thank you guys so much.
Guys, let's give it up for Courtney.
Thank you, brother.
Man, brother.
Thank you, Chief.